from you. We really want to provide public comment. And again, the format for that is 3 minutes. It's going to be a tight and tough 3 minutes, because if anybody's ever been in a public service commission hearing, they do not play about that 3 minutes. So we're going to keep it really tight in terms of the 3 minutes. Please begin by stating your name. It's totally okay if you're here tonight representing an organization. If you're not, you can just say the neighborhood, or you can say you're just representing yourself because you're a customer. So at that point, we're going to start with Wakeesha Howe. If you could come up first, unmute yourself and provide your comment in that format, we greatly appreciate it.
Sure.
And I'm going to continue. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Wakeesha Howe. I am not only a customer, but I am a community leader. I am here providing public comments because I'm hearing about the rate increase. And I have to tell you, as a mother of 8 and a mother who did virtual learning, my power bill skyrocketed, and I can barely afford to provide food and other basic needs of things and have to pay a $200 and $300 power bill each month. I recently got a disconnection notice, and I'm very upset because I cannot afford, just like other people in my community, we cannot afford a increase because we are really having a hard time. This pandemic is truly hard on us. And for you guys to even think that it would be okay to talk about a rate increase is absolutely unacceptable. And we're going to pay attention because we elected you to represent us, the community. I live in an energy burden community, and I'm going to be watching and telling all of my neighbors the decision that you guys make moving forward. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. And then just FYI for everybody, we are also broadcasting via Facebook Live, and the way the interface works, it works best if you are able to show your video. So if you can come on video just while you make your comment, that would be greatly appreciated. You can go back on mute and back on video mute after your comment as well. Thank you very much for that, Wakeesha. Linda, you are next on deck. Are you ready, Linda, for your 3 minutes?
Yes, I don't know if you have me on yet, but I'm gonna look and see. I don't think I am. Can you go on to the next person? Because I don't see myself on here.
That's okay. Chastity, who did you have after Linda? And then we'll come right back to, actually, Linda, there you are, if you're ready.
Oh, you do? Okay, well, I'm a single mother, and I am still assisting my daughter because these younger people are still having a lot of problems getting out there on their own. So I have to help her, and I do help in my community. I help homeless people. And so my income, even though it's enough for me, I still have to help out others because, you know, we're really in this thing together. So I'm a person that look beyond just what's happening now. I look out in the future. We have to start looking at other things that can help reduce our need for this type of energy that we're using. And why can't we start to ask them to start partnering with some of these entities out there that are bringing things on the market so that it will lower these costs, because I'm looking to retire. And so I know I'm going to go into lower income brackets, and I want to enjoy the ability to do that and maintain a quality standard of living. I don't want to go into the market and have to make choices about what foods I want to purchase because I have the power bills that I have to be concerned about, because there's no alternative. We have to pay our power bill. I can make choices with food, but I can't make a choice about power. It's a necessity. It is a basic necessity. Thank you.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Linda. We greatly appreciate your public comment. Mike, you are next. Are you ready? Uh-oh, stand by.
Yeah,
Somebody.
I didn't want you to have to pick up the homeless.
Uh-oh, somebody is not on mute. If we could have everybody mute, and I'm going to go back in and mute everybody as well. Somebody's not on mute. Sweet. Mike, are you ready? Okay, I'm going to unpin Ms. Linda. And whenever you're ready, let me start the clock over.
But Dejan is still not muted.
Okay, let me thank you for. Got it. Done. Okay, whenever you're ready, thank you very much. Go ahead, 3 minutes.
Yeah, I do definitely understand the outrage about the people that are the most vulnerable in our community being impacted the most about these rate increases. But for me, there's something that just doesn't make sense. Even from that is they're allowing them to basically profit from bad business. You've got the CEO, Thomas Fanning, in 2019, $27,865,185, roughly $28 million in compensation. That's 550 times the average salary in Georgia. And I would say, even if you had no interest whatsoever in helping anyone else other than yourself, and I'm going to talk to you, Tim and Bubba, right now, because I know you've been the longest on the committee, and you also both claim to be very Christian values centered, which I have to also bring up the very first book, Genesis, where humanity has a domain over the earth. And what would really be the human aspect of that type of interaction versus with us being caretakers of animals and environments, and then not being caretakers of our own human species. So there just seems to be a discrepancy in the actions and the words that I'm hearing. Because if you actually look at it, it is not a Christian thing to shut people off in the middle of a pandemic from electricity when, and that's what you voted for. It is not a good business practice to make a consumer pay additional charges because that company made a choice that down the line incurred additional costs. They should be taking that out of the profits. They should not be increasing the stock. They should not be increasing CEO salary. They should not be doing all of these things that companies do when they did the right things and they're doing great things in profit. They're making profit out of suffering. Not only is that bad business and bad morals, but it's just something that we cannot accept in Georgia. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you very much. You had 19 seconds left. We appreciate that comment. Chastity, who's next?
We have KC next.
Hi, my name is
Stand
Casey
by.
Benning.
Stand by for 1 second, Casey. I'm going to pin you. That was the timer. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Casey Benning. I am not only just a resident, but a small business owner as well here in Atlanta. I live on the west side, and we're already experiencing so many different challenges related to just affordability, and to have our rates increase will absolutely be a detriment to a lot of just residents, but also small business owners. And my small business actually happens to be a nonprofit where we're serving some folks that are just literally scraping by to get their basic needs met. And so not only am I experiencing this as someone who's paying a bill, but also the families that we're supporting and trying to ensure that they have what they need to live a decent, quality, stable life as well. These rate increases are unnecessary, and they're not affordable. And at some point, corporations have to be good corporate citizens and think about the people that they say that they're here to provide a service for, and not just be so concerned about their ever-growing pockets and bottom line and profit sharing. So for me, I would ask you to reconsider, and knowing that there are real people on the other side of these decisions that you're making, and that some of us are just doing enough to get by, and one small thing in a budget can definitely just take that out of consideration, and folks will have to find themselves again scraping to get by and struggling to pay their light bills, things that have to happen for them to cook with, to be able to bathe with, to be able to take care of their children and their family members. So I ask that you reconsider this, as someone who is both a resident and a small business owner, that this rate increase is not a good idea and is going to hurt us more than it is going to help. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. There were a couple of people who also signed up to speak, and I'm not sure if you still want to speak or not. One of those people, if I'm not mistaken, Dawn, did you still want to speak?
Next up, can we pin Philip?
Okay, and then Dawn, we can do Dawn after Philip. Stand by for 1 second. Oops, a little backwards.
I got you. He's pinned.
Here, yeah.
Okay.
Can I start?
Yep.
Just Philip. Yeah, I'll just preface this by saying I was in the nuclear power industry myself, 30, 40 years ago. And nuclear power is an option to coal and oil and gas. So it's sort of in the middle as regards environmental. But we must look out for the public's interest. The commission must take care of the public interest, not just the commercial and business interests. And those people who made the mistakes, if any project of mine went over by hundreds of %, there would be consequences, and the people who are responsible for that would bear the consequences. So they should look out for that and bear the responsibility and the financial burden rather than the consumers, and especially the people who would not be able to afford it. So the main message is the PSC should look out for the public and not the businesses and the owners.
Thank you very much, Phil. We are transitioning back to Dawn. Whenever you're ready, Dawn.
Hey, I'm Dr. Dawn Kaysen. I'm a resident of Powder Springs, Georgia Power customer. And I just am very grateful for the hosts of this meeting providing the opportunity for us to speak out, because I think it's very important that the Public Service Commission should hear from the public. And so none of us that are customers had any choice about this nuclear plant, or we didn't have any choice about the expansion. We didn't have any choice about the charges that we're receiving. So I think at the very, very least, that the Public Service Commission should support that Georgia Power should at least spread the cost out evenly. And that means retrospectively to the commercial and industrial customers as well as the residential. And I do not think that it is fair in any way to ask people to pay for the overages, as some of our previous speakers have so well put, that the overages, in the time and the costs that were, whoever was responsible for that should be on them and not on the Georgia Power customers. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dawn. Ms. Barber, you're going to be up next.
Okay, you mean me, Barbara Joy?
Yes, Barbara, that's you.
All right, thank you. I'm unmuted. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. At first I was just going to listen, but I want to tell you that I used to work for an organization called the Consumers Utility Council back in the 80s, which was a state-funded group that supplemented the work of the Public Service Commission staff to represent utility consumers in rate cases. And I came into it knowing nothing, and I learned a tremendous amount and became tremendously frustrated because the hearings that the Public Service Commission has are completely ignored. They don't care what anybody says, any consumer says. That is, any residential consumer, I should say, and they don't really even care about small business people, as you see from the disparity in who's paying the bills. The Plant Vogtle has been a ripoff right from the beginning. It's a tremendously stupid, I wouldn't even call it an investment, waste of money. The opportunity costs, which means what they could have done with that money. Can you imagine what we could have done with that money? To put in, we could have insulated every building in the state probably, put in alternative and sustainable energy sources, and we wouldn't have the incredible cost coming up, which isn't even involved in any of these deliberations, of disposing of the waste, which includes the plant itself when it becomes no good anymore and too radioactive and old and has to be treated as any other big, huge, honking pile of waste. We still don't know what to do with the waste. It's an absolute disaster. And I think anything you can do to keep the rates down so that people who are current ratepayers are not ripped off quite as much as they usually are would be extremely good. I think people need to testify at hearings before the commission. I've done that myself. You feel like you're just, I don't know, you're not being listened to, but maybe it helps. I don't know what else to do. And I guess, and oh, my husband has a bumper sticker on his guitar case that says, "I can't believe I'm still protesting this stuff." It's a little stronger, the wording is a little stronger, and that's how I feel. I'm 78 years old, and I won't live to see the disaster of Plant Vogtle at this rate. I don't even know if it's going to come online in my lifetime. It's certainly, as a friend of mine was saying earlier, it's a good argument for not starting a nuclear plant. The way Vogtle's been going is just a disgrace.
Thank you very much. So Chastity has put out an all call in the chat. If there's anyone at this time who did not sign up for a public comment and would like to comment, this is the last call for public comment. Going once, going twice. Oh, Miss Betty Holland, you ready? Let me restart the timer. I'm going to spotlight you, Miss Betty Holland. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Got my camera in the wrong place. Let me move it.
No
Because I
worries.
wasn't
Let me
going to
restart the
see.
timer. And make sure you're spotlighted. Give me 1 second.
All right. I live in Dawsonville, Georgia, and I am director of the North Georgia Conservation Coalition, which is an organization that's working to try to educate people about alternative energy. And we've talked about nuclear energy as being an alternative, and many believe that it is an important alternative. However, in Georgia, I don't feel that Plant Vogtle has served our Georgia citizens well, in that it has gone through many, many years of extensions and many, many years of increased costs. And those costs inevitably go to the Georgia Power customers. And as many of the other speakers have said this evening, many of these customers are low-income customers that cannot afford these constant rate increases. And it is not fair for them to have to pay for Plant Vogtle when there are CEOs, large corporations, and lots of shareholders that are making tons of money off of this plant. They can pay. Our low to middle income ratepayers, Georgia Power companies, should not ever have to pay for any more rate increases. They've already paid for some. They should not pay for any more rate increases. That's my comment.
Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Christine, I am swapping you in.
Hello, I'm
Stand
Christine
by for one
Fleischer.
moment. Stand by for one moment. Whenever you're ready.
So, very much like people before me, I feel that the companies responsible for the extra cost should be penalized for the decisions that they made, and they should not be allowed to make profits or pay lavish compensation to their executives or shareholders. Then if individual consumers paid more than other consumers, they should be issued credits or refunds. And their rates forward should not go up. Conversely, the consumers that did not pay rates proportionally to their consumption should pay more now and certainly going forward. That's all I have. Thank you.